I decided that I'm going to play a different game today. It's called Disgaea 3. It's a really good fucking game. It's a strategy RPG by Nipponichi Software. They make tons of games exactly like this, but they're all really good, and they're all anime based. Fucking awesome special attacks. Like, all these colored panels and stuff are like, can either be a helpful thing or a hindrance. For instance, right here, if I get hit right on this panel, this green one, or any of the other green ones, I'll actually be healed instead of hurt. Same thing for the enemies. These things right here, this square that's blue, is the reason why that tile will heal me if I get hit. If I destroy this tile by healing it, then all of the panels, just like the one that this is on, will all turn blue. And if you can turn them all blue and then destroy this, all of the panels that are the same color as the panel that it's sitting on will all vanish, and then every enemy on the screen will get hit. So there's a good bit of strategy, tactics, and puzzle solving. Alright. Let's start with one of my favorite moves. It's called X Flurry. By the way, if you notice that I've used my ability yet it hasn't gone off yet, it's because I haven't told you to. But I still have much more left to do before I start my first attack. This is my ninja, Onakage. He used to be level 60, but I had to reincarnate him, which brings him back to level 1, but lets him keep most of his stats. This is also a really good one. It's called Triple Fist. This is Rasp Barrel. She's my magic user. She ruins shit profusely. Good. And if you notice, they all have resistances to different shit based on what their race and random whatchamacallits. Right now I'm inside of an item. It's called an item world. Basically, I'm inside of a bar of chocolate right now. The reason being is that I can actually increase the abilities of the chocolate and then take pieces of the abilities from the chocolate and add it to my equipment. It's pretty badass. Alright, let's commence the attack. Yeah. Mr. Shampoo is fucking awesome. Oh, that would just heal. Mr. Shampoo is actually a teacher at a school for demons. He's the home economics teacher. Yeah, see? Home ec teacher. Yeah. This is Sapphire. She's my healer and archer. So let's see if I can destroy this guy here on this reverse damage panel. Yep. Nope, can't use that one. This is also a pretty interesting attack. By the way, each item world contains 100 floors inside of the item. It's pretty nuts. Kyoko Needleworker, who is also a ninja. Konichi. Unfortunately, there's nobody within range of any of her attacks, so I'll just bring her back. And I'll end my turn. Oh, and the blocks also move, as you just saw. And he missed. Kyoko should be able to hit somebody here. Nope, reverse damage. That one. This is a pretty cool move too. It's called Final Arts. Delicious! Alright, let's heal these people who are on the panel. No? Is she not? No, she definitely is. The power of doom! Anyway, now I'm going to show you his best attack. Yeah, he basically transforms into that. That's like his ultimate form. And the only reason it didn't kill him is because he's on a healing platform. But luckily, we have another healer! Dead. And after every level, depending on how well you did, and depending on how many of these panels are destroyed, that is what kind of bonus items you get. Ooh, I can get a sexy swimsuit. But, yeah. So those are all my good characters. You got rogues, which can steal stuff. They require an item in order to do it, which I don't have any of, so I'm just going to set her back. Anyway, these item worlds, they're really for leveling up your characters and increasing your weapons and armor stats. Alright, I got a gunner named Pantalones. I don't know, I felt weird that day. Your teammates can also perform team attacks when they're set next to each other. You can have up to 4 people in a team attack. You can also lift them up into a tower. This can go on for all the characters you can bring out at once. And then you just kind of throw them. This is great for moving people across the map quickly. Which is actually pretty essential for this, for the item world process. But, honestly, I just did that right there just to show. I got a samurai named Batosai and another samurai named Ashura. And she's also a samurai too. Alright, let's end this turn. I only got 3 minutes left. Yep, there's a team attack right there. The enemies can do them too. And they generally hit really friggin' hard. Also, monsters can turn into weapons for human players. And it can and the weapon is actually the amount of power and stats that the monster has. It's pretty nuts. Punch this bitch in the next week. Oh, she had Mighty Enemy, which makes her impervious to attack. Oh, and here's how the panels change, and what happens when it does. Of course, if there were another panel on the color blue, then if there were another one of these on the color blue, then that would be destroyed too, and then the entire cycle would start over again. Mighty Enemy. I really like this attack too, it's pretty good. My archer. Turns the enemy into a skewer and then fucking knocks him into the ground. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put him back in there because he doesn't matter. Well, looks like that's about all the time I got. Alright, well, I'll leave you with one more special attack. I'll even hit myself to do it. By the way, you can also lift the enemies and shit.
That's all, folks.